What's up, guys? This is part 6 of my Pokemon Yellow Legacy Nuzlocke challenge. Today I'm en route to my 5th badge, but I have this big fat roadblock in the way. This tub of lard is a Snorlax, and I gotta try to get this guy. I only have 2 chances, and Snorlax is pretty good. High HP, high special defense, can do some work. So right here I get Abalexal, my Pidgeot, to use Sand Attack 6 times, so that I can safely switch into Kingpin, my Pikachu. Now Pikachu is going to use Thunder Wave and get the Paralysis. After that, I switch into Kokiri, the Gyarados, to be a sponge, a tank, so I can chuck Pokeballs. At one point, after failing like 3 or 4 times, I decide to go use some Waterfalls since Snorlax has max special defense with Amnesia, and that was enough to get him into the red to catch him. So yeah, first attempt on Snorlax, don't have to worry about the second one, and I nicknamed this guy Spatola. After that, it's just going through the cycling road. I do catch a Doduo on the route and name it Trey, but I forgot to record it. And then I get to Fuchsia City, but I don't end up staying here for too long, as I immediately use Fly to get to Saffron City, because I want to challenge the Fighting Dojo to get a Hitmonchan. Defeating the Black Belts is no problem, and defeating the Karate Master is not an issue either. He does have a Hitmonlee and a Hitmonchan, but with Abalexal and using Fly, it's just able to take him out. He does take a Thunder Punch from Hitmonchan, and I was a little worried because Hitmonchan has a much higher special stat in this game, but fortunately I would have survived even if it crit, and again, we just get the knockouts, and I get my Hitmonchan, and I nickname him Massdark. While training my newly acquired Hitmonchan, I run into a Venonat on Route 15. I catch him with no issues, and I nickname him Utus. At one point, I decide to go take a break and explore Fuchsia City, and this is really cool. See, they changed the fishing rods to where you get them earlier, so this fishing guru who would normally give you a super rod gives you what I believe is the other fossil that you choose not to get in Mount Moon. So I get an Ammonite here, and I nickname it Ortega. After a lot of grinding, I get everyone to level 43, which is the next level cap, and I go into the Fuchsia Gym. I've already taken out all the trainers off screen, as well as his daughter Janine, who they added as a gym trainer here, and she had a pretty good team. But now all that's left is Koga. So Koga can be you can challenge him as the 4th, 5th, or 6th gym leader, and his Pokemon and levels will scale accordingly. So this is him as the 5th badge. He has 4 Pokemon. The match leads off with his Golbat, and I lead with Kingpin. Kingpin outspeeds and knocks out with the Thunderbolt. His next Pokemon is going to be his Muck, and I decide to switch into Sean the Nidoking. Muck goes for a Mega Drain, and it really doesn't do much, and Sean gets the one-hit KO with an Earthquake. Koga then brings out his Tentacruel, and this thing is actually the toughest Pokemon on his team. I switch into Spatola, who unfortunately gets frozen by Ice Beam. Tentacruel starts using Poison, Sludge, and Ice Beam to dwindle my health, and I'm not breaking out of freezing. The freeze stat is completely busted in this game like sleep, but it just doesn't occur that often. So I decide to switch it to Kokiri, and he's able to get the knockout with 2 flies. So again, Gyarados is just absolutely busted in Nuzlocke, no matter what generation you're in. All that's left is his Venomoth, and even though he was scaring me with a Solar Beam, Kokiri hits the fly, and we get the 5th badge. And Toxic, so that's pretty cool. The last thing on today's episode is going through the Safari Zone. After paying my entry fee, I go ahead and get my encounter before I get all the items and like the gold teeth and surf. My encounter is going to be an execute. We catch him with no issues, and I actually forgot to nickname him. I think I may have just had fat thumbs again. But if I remember correctly, I named him Kyler Yap. If not, I will adjust the name on the screen, but I do, fix a nickname issue in a future episode. I retrieve all the items as well as the gold teeth, and I get the TM for Surf in this little shack right here. After that, I leave the Safari Zone, go to the Warden's house so that he can finally talk again, and he gives me the TM for Strength. And I just teach it to Kingpin real quick because he can learn every HM in the game to get that rare candy right behind that boulder. So yeah, that was today's episode. Pretty straightforward, no deaths, always nice. Tune in for next week's episode where I go for the 6th badge and take on Team Rocket in the Silph Co.